Hello and welcome to the Code Clarity podcast. I'm Jean.
And I'm Rina. And today, Jean and I have just come back from our poolside parties in Tenerife. And so we're going to celebrate the end of season 2's last podcast by talking a little bit about my top prediction and Jean's top prediction for what we think is going to happen to the ABPI Code 2024 and the PMCPA. So, Jean, over to you.
So we know that the code's obviously not being updated in April. So that would be like whatever the reverse of a prediction is. It's going to be hopefully approved at the annual general meeting in September, and then published after that. Hopefully that'll all just go through and it'll be published. And then we'll have a grace period for a certain length of time. So we know all that. So and we also know that not everything's going to happen at once. So we're only going to get some stuff happening in September, and then they've called that phase 1, and then there's going to be phase 2, and they've sort of indicated that's going to be in 2025. Part one of my prediction would be, and this is me being quite cynical, we also know FP is due for an update in 2026, and we know that the ABPI code is heavily based on what the FPI code is.
It has to be, that's fine, yeah.
But much more so than other countries, it's a lot of it is based on the FPI code. So my first prediction would be that cynically, I don't think that the phase 2 will necessarily happen in 2025. I think it might even go in longer until 2026. And my prediction, yeah.
I was just going to say, and why that's irritating is because the good news is that lots of people commented, and the comments were really lengthy. They've described it, so it's great from our perspective that people have really engaged. What's really pooey about that, though, is if we've kind of got everyone to be engaged this year, and then a lot of what they've said gets parked, for maybe 1-2 years, that's crap.
Yeah. And it's hoping to try and keep that momentum and that people want to, because there's obviously an appetite for change. And it's then what happens in this phase 1, phase 2, is it that they're just going to do the stuff that actually wasn't contentious? So there was a whole lot of predictions about disclosure timelines and stuff. So are they going to say, well, here's your phase 1. This is all the boring stuff, non-contentious stuff. Yeah. Exactly. And actually all the exciting stuff about the non-medical signatories and things like that, is that what we're going to have to wait for? And that's the stuff that actually will make a difference to how we work.
Yeah. So we're going to have to rally the troops yet again in a couple of years. Okay, good comments. I think my top tip or my big prediction is really a bit of a depressing one. And that is, if we were to ask the question, if someone was to ask me, do we see any hopes of the PMCPA modernising? I think there's a bit of a yes and a no answer. Yes, we feel like the message has really struck with them now that they do need to adopt SOPs. They do need to be more transparent. They need to have a case management system. They need, to be more efficient. What's a bit disappointing, though, is that they have already put the fees up. They're going to engage really expensive barristers, and the barristers are going to write the case rulings. And if they understood that our biggest, thing that we kind of find it difficult to get our heads around are lengthy and complex case rulings, it seems like barristers would be the last choice, not the first choice. Do you agree?
Yeah. Because I think what we see is people, looking for that kind of but what does this mean? And, there were some cases last month that when it pops up on, you do a little link and it's like, this is 245 minutes read. And you think, oh my word, we're all busy people. We need to know, but everybody wants to do the right thing. We want to know how to do the right thing. And these lengthy case reports, which have lots of repetition and lots of further to, whatever, it's not helping.
And then the other thing is, with modernisation comes the word change and future facing and all that kind of stuff. And when we find out that the 2 old panel members are being brought back to help the panel, it just feels like they're going back in time. They're recruiting new managers. So why not kind of stay on this momentum or this track of going forwards rather than always embracing the past? And like I say, I think it's tinged with a little bit of depression, some of the predictions, but I would urge everyone to come back in September. Jean and I will be back on with series 3, and you can test how accurate our predictions were.
Yeah, perhaps we can do a podcast on what did we get right and what did we get wrong. Let's hope that we're being overly pessimistic.
Yeah, as ever.
Right. Have a good summer.
And
Bye.
you take care, everyone. Bye.